Today we are going to discuss this exercise on the cat and the mouse, which I gave you yesterday. Please write the meanings of the underlined words. So the first sentence read, "This is the tale of a wily cat and a foolish mouse." Now, as you see in the sentence, the word wily does not mean something positive, right? Wily cat. Now, wily is a very commonly used word and it means someone who's shrewd. Shrewd means someone who can get his work done easily by any means. Clever, cunning, right? So the word wily actually has to be used in a very negative context. So please don't use it for your friends. Don't. The cat lived on an old cushion in the vestry. Now, if you look at this word vestry, V-E-S-T, does it ring a bell somewhere? Vest, something which you wear? Yes, exactly. Vestry is a place in a church where the clothes, the vestments are kept, right? For the priests to wear, or it can be used as an office. So vestry means a room in a church for use of officials or a place for keeping the vestments. Now let's move to the next one. Before she could see that there would be benefits. Benefits, of course, it's a very commonly used word which means advantage or profit. And what would be the opposite of benefits? Loss, disadvantage. The cat said he would hide it under the altar. So altar is, if you ever have been to a church, you would have seen that there is a long table, in the front. So that table is used by the priest for some kind of rituals, right? So that is an altar. The cat had longings for the pot of fat again. I'm longing for going out these days, right? So longing means a desire, a very strong desire, a yearning desire, right? That is what longing means. Would you mind if I went to the christening? Now, when you christen a child, it means that you are naming the child, right? You give a name to a baby. Like you have this Namkaran in Hindus, right? So in the Christians, they have something called christening, right? Where the child is baptized, he's given a name, he's initiated into the order. When he sauntered back up the stairs, ... Didn't write the full sentence here. Sauntered. Now, sauntering is a way of walking where you walk very slowly or you are very relaxed while you are walking. Kind of a stroll. A secret smile was twitching his whiskers. So he was smiling, right? The cat. And it was twitching. So when the blood flows through your veins, and your muscles and your nerves, they twitch. So kind of a jerk, the palpitations that happen that lead to a jerk. So that's called twitching. Now let me change to the other page. Just a moment, please hold on. All right. I could not be doing with such weird names. Now weird is a very, very weird word in itself. It has various connotations. One it means is mysterious, uncanny, right? Something, the ways of nature are uncanny, are mysterious, right? Or it could also mean strange. But this, or unusual, something which is not normal, right? Unusual, something which does not happen always. Now, weird usually is used in a very informal way. Even the Oxford Dictionary talks about weird being an informal word. So be careful when you write it in your formal writing, right? If you're writing a story, it's definitely all right to write weird. She dived back into the little mouse hole under the pulpit. Now, what is a pulpit? Again, if you look in a church or if you look on a stage, they raise a platform where the priest or the speaker or the leader stands and gives you a sermon or a lecture. So that raised platform is called a pulpit. See, I've written the meaning also. Raised platform for a preacher to preach. So these were the words. I hope you will not just stop over here, but you will use these words into sentences of your own and you would start using them in your day-to-day conversations or writings, right? So That's how you learn vocabulary. You just cannot just look at a word and just forget it after that. Now, excuse me, answer the following questions in your own words. Why did the mouse never ever trust the cat? Now, this question is not from the beginning of the story. It is from the end of the story. After the mouse found that the pot of fat was empty, right? He lost all his trust in the cat. So when the cat told the mouse to come near, and she, you know, went and she stretched a paw to catch the mouse just ran away from there. When did the mouse think of the little pot of fat hidden under the altar? Now, this was when it became very cold, and it was precisely for this purpose that they had invested in a pot of fat. So it was on a cold, frosty day that he thought about it. Why had the mouse never been fond of cats? Now, this question number 3, was given in the beginning of the story. And it spoke about this mouse's grandfather being eaten by a tomcat on a frosty day, right? So that's why he had lost all trust on cats. What did the cat and the mouse promise to do? Yes, they made certain pledges. And the pledge that they had made was, when they put their money in buying a pot of fat and hiding it under the altar, they said that we will never touch this pot unless and until it's imperative for us to do, and that also during the cold season. So that was the promise. But that promise was broken by the cat, and she had emptied everything over there. Now, the last question is an interesting one. It said, put yourself in the mouse's place and describe what would you do when you found the empty pot. So just think about it, and your answers could be as imaginative as they can be. I hope you enjoyed listening to this story, and towards the weekend, I'll send you another one with a similar exercise, right, towards the weekend or on Monday, right? So thank you very much. Happy learning.